Take a walk with me. Stretch out this time and savor the moment. It's time for a red mage, blue mage extra turn, baby. Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm recording.
Bing bang bow. It's red mage, blue mage, extra special. Haven't done it in most of the year. Turn.
Extra turn.
Yeah. You're actually, before this topic, or these multiple topics came up, you were saying, God damn, it's been a while since we've done an extra turn, huh?
It's been a while since we've done an episode in general.
Like a recorded one.
Yeah, because we've been lazy.
Every week they're being posted. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, don't worry. We got a huge backlog.
For this very reason. Because a week will come up and we'll be sitting and getting ready to record.
And I'll be like, I'm tired.
Or I'll be like, we don't have to record this week. We got like 5 episodes in the bank. Okay.
Okay. Talk me into it.
But we want to get back into it, especially because there's so much like magic stuff that's worth talking about that is definitely not as impactful if we wait on it.
Yeah.
So I would like to get back to these, and we're going to try to keep it quick and snappy.
We're already 20 minutes into this.
We are 1 minute and 17 seconds, according to my calculations.
Jeez.
Okay, so, and also, you were the one who wanted to talk about both of these topics. So,
was I?
Yes. And remember, because I said, I'm just going to ask you questions, because you're like,
oh,
I have so much to talk about. I could talk for 5 hours. Is this ringing a bell?
Don't.
Yeah.
I was under duress.
You're eating your words now. You were very, very audacious in the claims that you were making.
Yeah, I don't remember this, and if I did do those things that you're talking about, I was under duress.
I'm very excited for when we start doing this live and you can't hide behind your lies anymore. There you go.
I mean, I don't hide them, so it's not that big of a deal for me.
Okay, so let's get into our topics here for the day. Which one do you want to tackle first?
I can't remember what the topics were.
I'll introduce the topic. Topic number 1. Theros, Beyond Death.
Oh, yeah.
There were leaks. We haven't been talking about them. We did have an episode about leaks. However, now it's officially announced. There's a video trailer that's gone out.
Yep.
Cards have been spoiled. And now we're going to be getting into spoiler territory. And you sounded like you wanted to talk about that. So, question 1. You were not around for Theros version 1, right?
Correct.
So what do you know about Theros? Are you excited about Theros? Does it do anything for you?
Absolutely not.
That does nothing?
I mean, it's Greece.
Yeah.
Meh.
It's Greco-Roman mythology setting.
Yeah, that's okay. It's not as cool as
fairy tales.
Fairy tales to me.
Sure. But I kind of asking the question again here. It does nothing for you. It's a flat, like... It can win me over, or it can be bad, but inherently, I don't care about it.
I mean, I just watched the trailer during the Game Awards, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I also learned about the new mechanics, which I think are escape, which is like escaping the graveyard. I can't remember the other ones. Wow, I'm a terrible podcaster.
I don't think there are any new ones. I think all of the rest of them are returning mechanics.
I think so.
You've got Devotion.
Yes,
see if I can
Devotion.
remember that. Devotion. Constellation, I think, is coming back.
Keep going. See if you get them right.
I feel like there's one more that I'm missing. Devotion, Constellation. Heroic isn't in it. But there are some cards that basically have Heroic.
Sagas,
that's right. Which was not from Theros originally, but it makes a lot of sense in the Theros world.
Yeah.
A world of Greco-Roman mythology. It makes sense to have these epic tales that have a magic of their own. But yeah, escape is the only new mechanic.
Yeah.
And escape makes it so that a card in your graveyard, you can get it back by
you exile.
By paying a mana cost and exiling cards from your graveyard.
Yep.
And I think it's different, like, it specifies the number for each card. It's not like this is the number of cards to exile for all escape cards. I think that's how they balance part of it.
You know what would have been a fun mechanic?
What's that?
Is if it, like, Okay, I'm good. I'm trying to figure out how to explain it so it doesn't sound stupid, but I don't think it's possible.
Because inherently the idea is bad.
Inherently the idea is bad, but it's funny to me. You should be able to put 2 coin tokens on a creature card, and then they go to die. They die. You know, like putting the coins on a dead person's eyes.
Yeah,
they get taken down.
I get it. I can imagine such a card where it would be like, pay like how much mana is a fair amount of mana to kill a creature over and over again. I think it would be like 5 or 6 mana, put a coin counter on a creature, and if there are 2, you exile it or whatever.
Heck yeah!
Or put it in the graveyard.
They get in a boat and they go down that river.
I mean, one of the gods is literally the ferryman.
So there, you got to pay the ferry. It's called the ferry. Paying the ferry. What?
It's called paying the ferryman.
Yeah, exactly.
Athreos is the god of passage. So there have been some cards that have been spoiled. Do you want to talk about that? What is interesting to you about Theros?
I never said it was interesting to me. I don't know where you're getting it from that I wanted to talk about these in the first place.
All right, let's go back then. You mentioned the trailer and you said, this is pretty cool. What did you like about the trailer?
Dying.
Can you be more specific?
Ashiok showed up.
Yeah, so the set is called Theros Beyond Death, where we should do a little lore here, I guess. You know that Elspeth is involved?
Sure.
Having watched the trailer. So in the last Theros block, Elspeth killed one of the gods. A god that was like mad with power, was going to destroy everything. She killed that god, and then the god of the sun, Helios, basically killed her and sent her to
Heck.
Yeah, I don't know what they call it in this world. Deadlands. Sent her to the afterlife, and people have been speculating, wanting her back. Hey, lo and behold, she's back. And so this set, the trailer starts off in the underworld. Mm-hmm. And we see people walking towards some sort of shroud and being zapped away, annihilated.
Yeah.
It's unclear what's happening there. But she's walking towards it. She takes off her mask, and she sees a little child is going to walk into it, and her hero's instincts kind of kick in. She walks towards them. They turn around, and they're like... Rrr! They turn into like a Samara horror creature. And then, yes, popping up from the shadows is Ashiok. So this is clearly some nightmare that they're weaving for Elspeth, who gets dragged into Nightmare Water Town.
Water. Which is obviously the worst nightmare to drown.
It was really... I feel like that trailer should have had some kind of trigger warning on it. It's upsetting. Yeah. There's not very many movies, like, there are lots of movies where people drown, but there's not very many movies where they make you watch them drown.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But she sparketh.
Yeah, something happened at the end.
She went supernova.
Yeah, there was some sort of like...
But you just described a supernova. It's the exact sound they make.
So Elspeth's back. We've got Elspeth, Sun's Nemesis, 2 white for a 5 loyalty planeswalker. She has all minus abilities. -1, up to 2 target creatures you control each get +2/+1 until end of turn. -2, create 2 1/1 white human soldier tokens. -3, you gain 5 life, which is so lame.
Yeah. Also, it's like a sad card to me.
What's that?
She just keeps giving and giving, and she just dies.
Yeah. And we should mention as well, she has Escape. 4 white, exile 4 other cards in your graveyard, and then you can cast her from your graveyard.
Wow.
So you can see the play pattern. You play her, you minus her until she dies, then you can escape her, bring her back, do it again. By
exiling other things.
Yeah.
Sounds like a perpetual cycle of abuse.
Maybe. But yeah, it's definitely, she's a martyr of sorts. I mean, it fits her character, doesn't it? She just gives and gives until she dies. That's
boring.
It's pretty clever. I don't really know. Not much else has been. I mean, I guess we have to talk about Ashiok, right?
I'm just looking at the time. How much time do we have? Not much. It looks like we are at 10 minutes.
All right, maybe we should skip on.
Yep.
Because you want to talk about this. Apparently this isn't interesting to you.
What is it?
the other topic is the RPG that Magic announced.
Yes, I want to slam my fist down on this desk, but I know that'll make the mic bounce, and I can't have that.
I'll add in some audio effect.
Bam, 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 bam.
Perfect.
Give me MMO.
Perfect. Well, they're going to, apparently.
What was so funny was, I was watching this trailer for it, and I was like, what is this knockoff Magic MMO? I was like, okay, that's obviously some Magic user. Wow, they're even using the same colors? And I was like, what is this going to be? Like some sort of mobile knockoff Magic thing? And then
Worldstriders.
And then at the very end, it's got the Planeswalker, or like the MTG
This is shameless.
logo. And I was like, no. And then I was like, oh, okay.
It's just them.
It's just them.
Are you excited for this, though? Because you played WoW.
I played a lot of World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
And I really loved World of Warcraft. I just did not have people I enjoyed playing World of Warcraft with.
Was that what killed it?
Yes, it did. They were aggressively World of Warcraft people. Like, I like playing games to have fun. Obviously, we've talked about this a lot. Why I like Magic is because it's mostly fun. I can be goofy with it and just have a good time. I don't like it when it becomes a job, which is why I can never be competitive in Magic.
Right.
Because I don't view these things as, like, I take it seriously, but I don't take it seriously. And so WoW for me ended up becoming a very, like, you have to be here at 9:00. And I'm like, dude, like, I just play this casually. Like, I'm not going to be raiding every...
Sure.
I can't make these commitments, especially when I was entering college.
Right. Well, I think that's the interesting thing, just on a personal level, is, like, clearly you don't have a problem with, like, making commitments to things. Like, here we are recording a podcast, and we do this on the reg, you know?
Yeah, but it's fun, and there's not pressure to perform well.
God knows that's true.
I knew you'd like that.
Yeah, I guess that's true. So you played WoW for a really long time. You stopped playing because of the group, basically.
Yeah.
But does this excite you?
Yes. What would be really exciting to me is if you got to customize your Planeswalker, and I can make, you know, my actual
Thief of Goblins.
Planeswalker.
Here's my question with it. Would it be cool, desirable, possible to, like, tie in some actual Magic mechanics? Or is this just going to be like, we're just taking the Magic IP and we're just making an MMO out of it?
Oh, I'm sure there's probably lots of stuff that they could do to make it. I just think about all of the skill trees and, like, your action stuff. Oh god, it's been so long since I played World of Warcraft. It's been like goddamn 12 years or something.
I think it'd be pretty neat. If I were designing it from the ground up, I would design it so that when you enter a combat, it just turns into the card game.
Ooh, no, I don't want that in an MMO.
It doesn't have to be, like, literally the cards that exist here. I think it would just turn into, like, a turn-based thing.
Oh, gross. No, I would not like that for an MMO. That's not the point of an MMO. That's just an MMO.
Right.
Like, it's what I have in issues with role-playing games, where you're having a really good time, there's a good flow to it, you're doing RP, and then all of a sudden it's like incoming combat, and it becomes, all right, turn your papers over, everybody, get out your abacuses, because we're getting ready to get into combat.
Sure.
And for me, an MMO would be the same way. It's like you're like, I'm running around this cool open world, and then you phase into just sitting at a table with cards? No, thank you.
I suppose so. Here's my concern about it, though. You look at Magic Online, and you look at Arena, and this is the actual card game that has made Wizards so wealthy, right? Mm-hmm. And Magic Online is a huge mess. Don't even have to go into it. It's just a disaster of user interface and clunky code that has all kinds of problems with it. You've got Arena, which is a lot better, but you compare it, in my mind anyway, you put it next to something like Hearthstone, and it doesn't look very good. and also it has all these problems with like the bots, and it has all these sort of its own issues. And these are like the programs that are built around their flagship product. My concern is that you then take that and you're just doing something completely different that is not their main line, and you're going to get something that is not very good. Like you said, you watched it and you're like, is this like a Magic knockoff MMO thing?
Yeah, because there's not familiar characters. There's like nobody that I recognized.
Sure.
But it felt like Magic. I just didn't know who these like Magic users were.
Gotcha.
But here's my question to you then.
That's
How
fine.
do you feel about League of Legends doing different games?
I was just thinking about that, actually. So League is also, they have a single flagship game, same way, and they're branching off into other things. So I have multiple different thoughts about it. So one is that it depends on the game, right? So, for example, they're making a first-person shooter that has absolutely nothing to do with League.
Yep.
Fine, go for it. They're just a developer, and they're just building this thing from the ground up because they've got a lot of money and they're interested in doing it. Go for it. That's all you. Then you've got they also are creating some kind of RPG thing. And it's unclear whether it's like a Diablo-style game where it's just you and a couple of your friends, or if it's a massively multiplayer game, like a WoW or something like that. But I think that works fine because you can take the things that I know from League. Like League itself is built from as a spoof of Dota, which was built off of WoW. You can move back and forth between these two. The interesting thing is that actually League is kind of doing the opposite thing, where they are making a card game right now based on their IP.
Yeah.
I don't know. It all just comes down to how well you execute it, I guess.
That it's up to the studio and what their vision and all that, and we just have to wait and see. Otherwise, I'm totally down for Magic's IP being on different things. I would love to play a Magic the Gathering World MMO.
I do think there's a lot of possibilities. Like WoW, just the way they've constructed their world, they have a lot of narrative constraints where they're looking at one world, basically. Whereas Magic, the fact that you have built in walking between worlds is really cool.
Exactly. All right, I'm done talking about it.
All right, this has been our initial volley of thoughts regarding Theros Beyond Death and also Magic Legends, I think the name of it is.
Yes, yep.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for listening. We'll try to do more of these in the future because we do want to try to stay current on news. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so Red Mage, Blue Mage at Red Blue MTG. That's good enough. It's an extra turn.
Yep. Internet. Bye.
Sayonara.